Well, hello and welcome to another Monday Miniatures Ramble with your host, me, Dakia. It is today, Monday, of course, the 14th of August, 2017, and I've been lazy. I have not actually painted any miniatures at all in the past week. I painted these, though. I don't count these as miniatures. This is more like terrain. These are some of those mimics I showed you that I got as part of a Kickstarter recently. And I suppose I've been feeling a bit stressed and burnt out on painting, and what I do when I feel that is I paint something different. I paint something that I wasn't supposed to be painting. Something that I don't have any where I don't feel any pressure to actually make it look good, because these are just whatever figures. So we have, for example, we have two normal chests and a chest that has transformed into a mimic. The idea is that you have these items as the normal forms of items, and if you place them out on the map, players don't know which ones are mimics or not, and then you swap them out for a mimic if they're real themselves. And here we have a couple of barrels, and one barrel that has a mouth. Oops. We have some books. These are just books with a nice embossed cover of a dwarven face. This one is a book, same book you see with the same cover, that is open to reveal a gaping mouth. Let's see, what do we have here? These are just backpacks. They look like this when normal, and I think, yeah, this one has a mouth, is showing itself to be a mimic. And here we have a sleeping bag that turns out to have teeth. And finally, the last ones I finished. It's a grave. Nothing strange about that, right? Except it opens up and it has huge teeth and a mouth and eyes. Weird, huh? Yeah. So, something got done. Not what I intended, but something. And on the painting table, I've started some more mimics. We have here the hats, and here are the cauldrons. I'm not sure why I got two of each, but it's kind of hard to see perhaps with the black primer, but some of these hats have teeth and eyes, and two of them don't. And the cauldrons, you can't see any difference at all because they're upside down. I'm painting the bottoms of them first. These are the legs they're standing on. So I decided to make 2 iron and 2 copper. Again, one of each will look a normal kettle with something boiling in it, and the other will have like a huge tongue coming out of it. I haven't attached that yet because, like I said, I want to paint the bottom first. The tricky part with these was that these legs, the cauldrons itself is a resin piece. The legs were 4 small metal bits that had to be glued on. That was annoying and difficult, but it got done. Now for the main project I'm supposed to be working on, not a whole lot. Oops. See, a little color has been put on some of these. The most impressive thing I've done is probably finishing the wings. I think they're kind of finished. I put a little bit more color into them than what they demonstrate on the DVD. They simply do a sort of black, gray, white wing because the rest of the miniature is going to be rather dark, but oh well, I wanted to go with some more colors. Anyway, this is going to be a very slow project. I think I'm going to have to look at this as a side project. That's something that I'm doing a bit here and there in parallel, in tandem with other stuff I'm working on. I'm not going to push through this project quickly. Have to look at it realistically. And here we have those giants I talked about. They are assembled and primed. And you'll notice that I've done a sort of gradient primer from black in the recesses through gray up to a little bit of white on top. Now this is done with my old rattle cans because I still don't have the airbrush. The airbrush has been sent. It's in the mail. I've received tracking information that seems to say that it will arrive tomorrow. So really looking forward to that. And perhaps that will mean that I get even less done in the coming week because I'm going to spend a lot of time playing with my new toy and, you know, trying to learn how to use it properly, experimenting. One of the things I want to experiment with is I want to try to do this sort of priming but with the airbrush because I think I can get a smoother gradient that way than with the rattle cans. It's going to be more precise. And what I'm going to try it on is some more giants. We have here a couple of Frost Giants by Reaper. The Borog Black Rime Frost Giant and Svetlana the Frost Princess. These are relatively simple, not very many parts to them. The only tricky thing here is the sword, which I'm going to have to straighten out with the old boiling water, ice water method. But apart from these, and here you can see the last few mimics. There's the grandfather clock, the broken mirror, and oh, these are the tongues for the cauldron, and the trapdoors. Not adding anything more to the queue than this at the moment. Trying to be a little bit conservative because yeah, I think that'll be quite enough. So let's see if we have any new arrivals. This week's new arrivals is a Kickstarter from Johnny Locke, the last one before he retired and sold off all his molds and equipment. And it's a kind of an odd mixture. It is mostly various sorts of dungeon furniture, little bits and pieces and odds and ends and doodads, and stuff used for decoration somehow. I am not sure when I'll ever get to use it because I don't build that many scenarios, but oh well. But there were also a few minis involved, some anthropomorphic adventures, I think they were called. So these are various humanoid animals, you know, humanoid wolves and tigers and lions and bears and whatnot, as adventures. And these are the medium-sized ones, and here are a few small ones. Rattlings, I think these are. I thought they were cute. I backed this mostly because I've backed most of his previous Kickstarters, and I sort of wanted to complete the collection, and because it was the last chance before to get some of his stuff. Generally speaking, looking at the numbers, I think if you've been paying attention, I think it's clear by now that I'm not going to catch up this year. I'm not going to... I mean, the last 2 years I have managed to paint as much as I purchased, even slightly more, like a handful of minis more painted, so slightly reducing the mountain of metal and plastic. But that's not going to happen this year because I backed a bunch of Kickstarters last year that arrived this year that were really huge, and there's still at least one to come. I backed the Hassle-Free Miniatures Kickstarter in the beginning of this year that will arrive sometime during the autumn, and that's going to be a big lump of minis. And the other thing that's happening is that Reaper is having this promotion with the anniversary miniatures each month that are very limited edition that I want to get. So I'm having to place a lot of orders from Reaper. So yeah, I'm going to be in the red by the end of 2017. That's a given. But I'm seeing that I'll you know, I'm tracking the numbers. It doesn't end with this year. I'm just going to have to do better next year to reduce my stock. Simply buy less, and I can't paint more because I'm already painting as fast as I can, but paint at my usual tempo and reduce the spending next year, and hopefully over time it will even out and possibly even start to reduce the big mountain of stuff. Anyway, that is my hope and intention. That'll be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you did, or even, you know, just click like if you appreciate my effort in making and posting these videos. Comment, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you same time, same day, next week. This is Dakian, signing off.